Look, we all knew that eventually I was probably going to join a cult for content. I don't think any of us expected to be package related, but you know, we don't get to choose which cult finds us. That's it. That's my intro. Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about another, what's not a cult but feels like a cult, Swell Entertainment edition. I don't know. Reminder, my plushie campaign is currently active. They're only available for a limited time, and once they are gone, they are gone. Once the campaign ends, they are never to be sold again. So go ahead and get your little mini green couch swell. I've covered a variety of not cults that were shown to me via TikTok, okay? We've covered Nuggets. We've covered Squishmallows. We've covered Ray Dunn. There's a couple other ones that I have in the works right now because you all begged me for them. But you know, sometimes we don't always get what we want. But this one was shown to me in a TikTok that was sent to me by my father. My father sent this to me. I'm sure he thought it was funny, and that's why he sent it to me. And he did not send it to me because he remembered that I am annoying and that I will just go to things. And this one was in Pershing Square, which is here in Los Angeles. So I was able to go to this one literally no problem. That was his mistake. If this had been like in Arizona, I probably would have found a way to get there. But like he would have had less to worry about, because I would have been like, okay, I've got to find a sitter for Hermes. I got to do X, Y, and Z. But this one I could just be like, okay, Hermes, you're gonna go to doggy daycare for a couple of hours, and I'm gonna go see if this is the thing that's happening. So my dad sent me this video the other day from Chad and JT.
What's up, dudes? I'm Chad.
And I'm JT.
This Saturday, Pershing Square, 10 a.m., we have the Small Dong March.
This is real. We need you there. I know some people are embarrassed to show up, but if you have a small dong, the truth will come out. So own that truth. This Saturday at 10 a.m.
You can be an ally, too. If you don't have a small dong or even a dong, show up. We want to see you there.
All dongs and non-dongs welcome.
Chad and JT are comedians. I did not know who the hell they were. I didn't know. I don't care, frankly. I still don't. Funny enough, I like the fact that they actually did this, but yeah, I wasn't like a big fan of them. I wasn't familiar with their work. I was just like, oh cool, there's gonna be a small dong march. Let's go check it out. I totally thought this was just two dudes who were like, let's see what we can do. Like it was like an Adrian's kickback type of thing, okay? Where it's like, come check out my party, come check out my small dong march. And I thought it was funny, and so I was like, let's go check it out and see if there's anything there. So that's what I did, and it ended up being a full-on event. They had a stage, they had everything. I was fully expecting to walk into Pershing Square and have there be no one there, and then who was there, I could maybe get punched in the face by going up and being like, so how has having a small dong affected you? And like see what kind of reactions I got. Now that's not what ended up happening. Obviously, because I've joined the small dong cult. I don't have a dong, and I'm fairly certain that if I did have a dong, it wouldn't be small, it'd probably be average sized. I've talked about this before. Like, I don't have big dick energy, I have average dick energy. Like, it'll get the job done, but you're not gonna tell your friends about it over brunch. That's my dong energy. Fairly certain I'm gonna have an average dong. So I get to this thing. What was funny was that there was a whole group of people that were congregating and doing like a sign-up sheet. And I asked one of the people running this, I was like, do you know why they're there? And it's like, oh no, they're not with us. And I was like, no, I know that, obviously. What are they here for? They were there for an art deco tour of some sort, because there's a lot of artwork around this area. And so imagine, you're there, you're going to spend your Saturday in a park for an art deco walking tour, and instead you are met with a end small dong shame congregation. That's honestly impressive. That's something that someone went and told their Facebook group about. That's kind of funny. I mean, I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Basically what it ended up being is there was people filming and stuff, and I was like, okay, are these just people here to cover this like I am? Like, what's going on? But then they had a sign on camera releases. And again, before I went into this event, I did do more research on Chad and JT to see if there's other stuff, and I saw that they were advertising their show at the Irvine Improv and stuff, so I'm like, okay, they're comedians, whatever. So I figured something was going on, but what they were doing was they were filming for a comedy special. And I told the guy, I was like, hey, letting you know, I'm just here to film for a YouTube video to review the march itself. I'm not here to critique them or review their special, because obviously it's just the march bit. And he's like, yeah, I'll talk with production and get get the production talking with you. And then I waited around for a bit. No one came to talk to me. So I left without talking to production. But basically, I just told them, I was like, look, whatever speeches they make, I can mute. Like, I can do my voiceovers, which is what I ended up doing. So the opening bit that one of the guys did, they did that several times. And I'll put that footage in here. It'll be muted, like I said, but still. And also, side note, for anyone who's doing something like this in the future, one, it was never advertised on this TikTok or the other TikToks I found that this was going to be filmed for any type of special. Frankly, if I saw that, I probably wouldn't have gone because I was there to review the march and not there to like sign a release form, you know, but I was already there at that point and I was like, you know what, I might as well just stay and see how this plans out and see how they end up handling this. But like, I was just there to go to the small dong march. I had no idea who the hell these dudes were, you know, and unless you're taking people's phones, like you can't guarantee that no one's gonna be posting anything or talking about it. Fairly time this video is coming out like 2 weeks after the march, so I mean, we've got some time. I don't think their special's coming out before then, but still. Should have taken my phone maybe. I don't know. So what they were doing was doing this, did the opening bit, the speech that one of the guys made several times for audio. The start, there was only like 10 people. We basically sat around for like an hour and a half. It was supposed to start at 10. Didn't really actually start until like 11:30. Okay, that's when we actually started marching. But basically they kept doing it and they weren't just like, hey, we're gonna do a t-shirt cannon, whatever. Guy comes out, does the t-shirt cannon, and there's an actual t-shirt in there. Wasn't sure if they were actually gonna shoot the t-shirt, but the guy who caught the first t-shirt, there's a t-shirt that said this: I have a small dong. The guy who caught it was not someone who was there for the march or there at whatever. He was just like, what's going on? What's this? Caught the shirt. And I was like, oh, can I get footage of like what the shirt says? And the guy goes, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I can't wear this. It doesn't apply to me. There's a lot of that at this. Not enough allies. Sure, I was there to document the cause, but I was also there to support the cause, okay? I carried a sign. They gave us signs. I'll show you mine in a second. I was there to support the cause as well because all dongs are good dongs. Like all boobs are good boobs. I was there to be really supportive. And, you know, some people just really weren't. There was someone who made a sign that said, see, I feel like the way to end small dong shame is that there shouldn't be a problem if people know or assume that you have a small dong if you don't have a small dong. But there was a couple of signs that said, I'm hung, but it's okay if you aren't, things like that. Some guys brought their girlfriends, some of whom brought signs that say, my boyfriend has a small dong. Lots of varying creativity as far as signs goes. And then also because, again, they were filming for a special and they wanted the biggest turnout they could possibly have, they made signs. Okay, I think I might need a hope for small dong sign because I think that's hilarious. Keep small and carry dong. Tiny ween, big dreams. If you see small dong, say good for you. And I was like, oh, this is going in my internet collection. So this is one of the ones they made. It says, hell no, we won't grow. I'm gonna be signing the back with the information about the march for my internet collection. I have a sign now. I carried this while I marched around downtown LA. Really, I was drinking the Kool-Aid at this point. I was like kind of intrigued by the dedication to this small dongs, ending small dong shame. Someone dressed up as a penis costume. Props to him. There was a couple of girls there, most of whom were in, like with their boyfriends or whatever. I think I was the only person who was there like by myself, but there was 2 girls that were there, one of whom I think actually worked on Chad and JT's tour. They both had very nice signs. And then at one point they were behind me while we were marching and we're like, wouldn't it be so funny if people like started dating from this march or something, like people met up or whatever? Because there was just a ton of dudes here, obviously. A lot of people either there in solidarity and they made it clear they were there in solidarity, or they were there to end small dong shame. One of the girls was like, one of the girls said, I'm here to date an ally though. I'm not here for, I'm here for to support the cause, but like I only want to date an ally, which I did think was funny. But it was also like, come on. She was supporting the cause, but was she truly a ending small dong shame warrior? I don't think so. Me, I'm built different. I can't even say with a straight face. Yeah, 90% of the people there did not speak to me, which was funny. Okay. We'll talk about what happened at the end in a little bit. JT's mom was there and was wearing a shirt, I think, that said, I love my son and his small dong or something. She was fun. She was in the front marching with the big sign and all of that. Yeah, we straight up marched around downtown LA, carrying our signs, chanting. I have lots of footage of that. I think my favorite part of this, though, was the reactions from other people on the street. Because, like, I've been involved. There was a security guards taking footage outside of shops, people pulling over their cars to get footage. We had a police escort But again, this was being filmed for their show. We were following a golf cart that was filming everything. People were running around on cameras trying to get footage of everything. There's cops behind us making sure we didn't get run over and all of that. It was like a fairly small, fairly packed group. At one point, we stopped at an intersection for some cars to go through. And a guy was like, so what's the deal with this? What's this all about? And a guy was like, we're just trying to end small dong shame. It's okay to be small. The motion of the ocean, And he's like, yeah, you guys got a bunch of people with small dicks behind you. He was talking about the cops. He was cool. I like that guy. No one actually jumped in and joined the march. It was clearly they're filming for something. I'm assuming they thought it was fake because they were filming, which I guess it was kind of fake, but whatever. I joined in on some of the chants because I'm, there for the cause, obviously. Before the march started is when they started handing out more shirts versus just doing t-shirt cannons. So everyone got shirts. This is a medium. There was a little boy there, like an actual child, who was there with, I think, his mom, who was also with production. There was this little sign that was on a stick that production had made. And it was literally a note card on a stick that was talking about having a small dick. And that was his sign. It was very funny. I did not film him whatsoever because, again, he's a child and I don't do that. He was just running around, waving around and then hitting people with it. It was very funny. Did not understand, obviously, what was going on. But he was there in spirit. He had the right idea. He may be confused, but he had the right idea. He was fun, though. He was very sweet. He kept coming up and saying hi to people. It was very sweet. Also, people were walking around with their dogs throughout the park. And so we only did a little block of a little march. It was interesting. I was very intrigued by just, again, no one joined the march. If someone had joined the march, I think I would have been more impressed and more been like, oh my God, this is the small dong shame. If they had made a bigger deal of it, but also if people had joined in, I think it was kind of funny. We walked past the Oddities flea market at one point, and so again, people are in line, people are filming, people are yelling out of their cars, hell yeah, and small dong shame. It was fun. Overall, it was very interesting, fairly good vibes. At one point, one of the girls yelled, I like shrimp dicks or something, and I just heard another guy say, I don't like slurs used for small dongs. I don't like that. Not aggressively or anything. I was just caught off guard. I was like, wait a minute. This is weird. I'm here and I'm doing this. This is weird. Then we got back. That was really it. They filmed a couple of pickup shots and then they were like, okay, you guys can leave. And that was really it. However, like I mentioned, no one spoke to me beforehand. No, well, okay, I shouldn't say no one spoke to me. There was a couple of people I talked to, but I had to initiate conversation. No one came up and talked to me or anything like that other than the producer guy who was getting me to sign the release form. It wasn't until we got back to the waiting area and after we'd been marching, I had been wearing a pullover, okay? I was wearing my croissant pullover because it was overcast and chilly and I wanted sun protection. But we had been marching, so I was a little sweaty. So I took it off, so I was just in my little tank top, my little cami. In that time, 3 different dudes talked to me. It's oh, she has boobs. Okay, I wasn't sure because of the glasses. One of them tried to trade shirts with me because he wanted the black one and he had the gray one, but it was large and I was like, I don't know, I kind of like the black one, so I'm gonna keep the black one because it's a medium and it's gonna fit me better, which it does, honestly. I don't know where I'm gonna wear this. Side note, the small dong march. Like I said, my dad is the one who sent me the small dong march TikTok. So yesterday morning, when I called him and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go try and check out that small dong thing, my dad heard me say small dog thing. So he thought me and Hermes, my miniature schnauzer, were going to a small dog meetup somewhere. And even then I sent him this photo of the stage that says end small dong shame. And he still thought I was talking about small dogs, like there was some type of small dog shame going on. It wasn't until I sent him the clip of all the posters, like this one, that he realized that this was all about dicks. And he realized that he was like, oh, have fun, to his daughter about going to a march to end small dong shame. Which I think is a metaphor for parents when their children start getting involved in cults. So honestly, really that's on brand with this whole video when you think about it. I also let my manager know while I was there, I was like, hey, do you think I can put I joined a cult, the cult of small dong on a video? And he was like, what are you talking about? And then FaceTimed me. He was like, are you actually at a small dong march? And I started showing him the screen. He was like, he called me his favorite client so everyone else can go home. It's funny because he also calls me one of his more responsible clients. So yeah, overall, I got there around 9:30, left around 12:20 after the fact. It really wasn't there wasn't a whole lot to it. The march itself was fairly small. We didn't cover a whole lot of ground. It was just more so they could film and things. For an event itself, the comedy aspect of just having a whole small dong march and the fact that the speakers were so loud that they echoed, and so basically where we were, there was an echo. So imagine you're living in your really fancy apartment building or you're in a really fancy office and you just hear someone talking about small dong shame. We will not go silently into the night because we have small dongs, like that type of thing, into it very loudly several times. That itself is funny. Just the signs that people made themselves, like there were people who brought their own signs. There was 2 people who came, one of whom was in like a child's rocket costume, like a pocket rocket, and another person was in a small little child hot dog costume. They were also carrying little mini Vienna sausages. Someone else was carrying a bag of baby carrots. It was very fun. I thought that was fun. I think overall as an event, okay, kind of fun. I think camaraderie for small dongs, fun. As an actual cult, I feel like there's way worse cults I could be involved in than, the cult of small dongs. Even the ones that I've spoken about. I think there's way worse cults out there that I could be a part of. And someone's gonna be like, Amanda, this is barely a cult. It isn't one. I understand. I just think that if I put small dong march on the title of this video, it's gonna be suppressed by the algorithm. So, but if I put the cult of small dong with like a couple of stars or something, I think it'll do well in the algorithm, because for some reason, cults not demonetized on my channel. Dick probably would be. So I'm not sure how this is gonna work. Overall though, I thought it was interesting to review. Was I having fun? No, it was more of a production than anything else. If it was more like a, hey, we're just doing a march or whatever, and it didn't become like, oh, clearly this is a production area, like, oh, just wait over here while we get everything done and signing everything. It becomes less fun. It just becomes more of like a thing. I'm sure Chad and JT will be doing more stuff like this because, again, they're filming for a special. They obviously did not get nearly enough from this for a whole special, so I'm sure they'll be doing more. Follow their social medias if you want to go find more. If anything, we can talk about the cult of Chad and JT, because there was a very specific type of guy that was at this event. It was like almost like copy and pasting. It was almost funny, the amount of copy and pasting that was happening with these dudes. There was a very specific, there were certain consistencies. That, or maybe there's just a consistency amongst men with small dongs. I don't know. Someone with more market research can weigh in on that. More field research, I should say. The march itself was fun. The waiting around for 2 hours to see if anything was going to happen was not. There was multiple times where I was like, I should just leave. And then I was like, no, I should stay here for the video. So if I weren't making a video, I probably would have left way earlier because I just got bored several times. I mean, we got shirts, we got signs. There was a water station at some point, but they did kind of a bad job of like telling us like, oh, there's waters in this tent, because they had the tent blocked off at a certain spot for the sun, but they really didn't make a big deal about like, oh, go get water over there. So yeah. Anyway, for some reason, every time I talk about cults, you guys get mad at me. Like, there was this other cult that I joined that I never told you guys about. Nothing came of it. But when I told you guys I joined a cult, a bunch of you were like, that's not fair. Tell me what cult it is so I can be in the cult with you. Terrifying, scary. That's why I don't believe any creators who are like, I didn't realize the power I had. Yes, you do. I have no one. And I have people telling me they want to join a cult with me. Jeez, this is a cult you can join, the small dong shame cult. Go right ahead, join it. We're in the small dong shame cult together. Yay, okay, cool. Fun, swell cults. That's going to be it. Have you ever gone to a small dong march? Are there any other joke marches that you've been a part of? Are you familiar with Chad and JT and their antics? Do you follow any of them on social media? Again, I don't know these dudes. Do you have a small dong? Let me know, comment down below. Reminder, my plushie campaign is currently active. They're only available for a limited time, and once they are gone, they are gone. Once the campaign ends, they are never to be sold again. So go ahead and get your little mini green couch swell. Look at me. I'm a little ball. Yay! I also have a podcast, the Swell Shenanigans podcast. Be sure you go check that out. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you also like support me on Patreon, link down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, that'll be up here. And that's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. People without schlongs. Do you think that you would have a small schlong, an average schlong, or a large schlong? Or would you have an Ice Planet Barbarian schlong, which is a schlong so ridiculous that it only exists within sci-fi and on adventurous dildo sites. Thank you, Alan, Alexis, Braden, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Cody, Colton, Crash PC, Destiny, Devin, Dirto, and Don, Elliot, Evan, Beckles, Hopo, Solo, Jucker, Ray, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kevin, Kim, Kristen, Lamb, Lex, Lisa, Luis, Manga, Matt, O, Matthew S, Me, Lord the Red, Michael, Jane, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Pollock, Rob, Robert, Ross, Sam, Siler, Sky, Natasha, Timothy, Tom, Wendy, Williams, Undery.